We had a very early phone call this morning from a lady. When it's very early, you know it's desperate. This lady, first off, straight away, may have mentioned her name, it was so fast, I had to ask for it later on. Said, look, I'm not happy with my super. It's going nowhere. Are you a financial advisor? So to answer those questions, I said, we did and was a financial advisor for 37 years, but we've happily retired from that. And we can certainly give you the name of financial advisors that we were very happy and comfortable and trust with. But they're all like that. Well, 99% are. So, but I can give you some wisdom and some very general concepts. Because if I was a licensed financial advisor, I've got to go through a long progress, like any professional does. The facts and the figures, and it's called a risk needs analysis, if I remember rightly. And it can take not 2 minutes, 2 hours, maybe 2 weeks to collate everything together. So anyway, I said the first question I asked was, or nearly the first question was, how old are you? And we got that age. And she continued on to say that she wanted to move from Fund A, she mentioned the name, to another, because as she said very early on, right at the beginning, she wasn't happy with her super, not getting anywhere. So I said, look, your current fund is a bit like a smorgasbord. It gives you a whole range of options, and that depends on your risk profile. If you're a punter, do you punt on the favourites or do you punt on the outsiders? Occasionally the outsiders come in. Let's remember the Melbourne Cup, Pirates of Presents, Lady Jockey. However, so I said, that will depend on that. Do I change your risk profile? Well, go and talk to your current financial advisor. So anyway, moving on from there, I said, well, basically stay with your same fund, talk to your current advisor. So I said, what hobbies have you got? You mentioned a hobby, and I said, well, that's very important. Because later on, you certainly need to have an interest when you retire, if you do. But sadly, you'll never have enough super. Why? Because you haven't been on it long enough. It comes back to time and the compound interest curve. So the longer you're on the compound interest curve, the higher up it goes, the steeper it gets, the more the money works for you, subject to the variables like we've had this week. The market's going up and down and throwing a wobbly, like all relationships do. They go up and down. They're volatile. However, subject to that, you want to be on that curve for longer. That depends. You've got to be well, you've got to have a job, or you have your own business. Now, if you have your own business, which could be your hobby, and if it earns $10,000 a year, that's equivalent to $200,000 in your super. Because $200,000 at 5% gives us $10,000 a year. Now, that's simple. You can certainly do multiples of that. But there's that conclusion. After 37 years of financial advising, you've got to be well for longer. So as you can work if you want to. You may well want to do charitable work, fine. But if you've got your own job, then income is, and your own business, that can give you a cause and an income and maybe even tax benefits. So keep well for longer, work to the age of 100, have your own small business, and $10,000 a year is worth $200,000 in the bank at 5%. Thank you.